everybody, I'm Coatman 250 and this is Positively Prepared. Why don't you come with me on my preparedness journey? Maybe we can learn something together. Let's do this. Hey everybody, Coatman 250 here. Today we're going to talk about auto maintenance and doing it yourself. Did one here a while back on tuning up. You seen changing the oil and spark plugs and air filter on a Jeep. Today we're just going to do your basic oil change, which I'm not really going to cover it. What this one about is brakes. A brake job will cost you anywhere from $400 to $600, and that's just for the front or the back. So you can go down to your local parts store, buy premium parts, and do it yourself for about a little over $100 with tax. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and you just need a few basic tools. The reason why I got you started out here on this video, I'm going to change the oil right quick off camera, but I want you to see if what's stopping you from changing your oil is not being able to get under your vehicle. Of course you could jack it up, or you know, me, I just need a little bit to get under this, so I just drive it up on something. You know, if there's a hill in your yard, drive it up on the hill, you know. But as you can see here, I just got it up on the edge of the flower bed, and voila, you know, bam, all of a sudden I saved $25. So we'll be back when we get on to the brakes. Once you get your lug nuts broke loose, break your lug nuts loose first, loosen them up, and then you want to jack it up. Find you a good jack point, and I chock the back tire in front of it. Just make sure that you put safety first. You don't want this thing way up in the air either when you jack it up. Just make sure the tire spins freely. Right. Now behind the tire, we've all seen this. Anybody who's ever changed a tire has seen this right here. This is what you're going to be looking at. So this is your brake caliper right here. This piece hanging off of the big round disc. This is your rotor right here. And we're going to be putting new rotors on too. These ain't ate up or anything, and you can go have your rotors turned. I will keep these rotors and I will go get them turned. But we're going to put on some new rotors today because we got 160,000 miles on these rotors. This is your caliper, and right here there's like a little rubber boot, and then right back here is the bolt you want to take out. There's going to be one on the bottom side too. And it's going to take a star, some of them take Allen's, but get in there and take it out. And then there's one on the bottom, be sure to take it out. Alright, let's take your bolts out. Sometimes this will be tight in here. You can just take a screwdriver, just put it in here somewhere between the caliper and the brake pad, and pull toward you. And that'll reset that piston in that caliper to loosen it up, so you can get it off here. And then I just set my caliper up here. Be careful, that's your brake line right there. You don't want to kink it or mess it up. So there's the old brake pads, and this little metal tab right here. I don't know, sun's shining, I can't really get it in camera, but that little metal tab right there, when it sticks out about even with what brake pad's left, that's called your squeal sensor or squeal indicator. Whatever, when you're driving, you'll hear it squealing, and that's when you know it's time to put brakes on. Each one of them's got it, and this is probably the one that was squealing because it's a little bit less. Now if you're just replacing the pads, here's the time you just put your pads in, put it all back together. We're going to replace the rotors also. So there's two more bolts right down here and here, and those are just probably I think they're 18 millimeter. Yep. Just take this bracket right here off, and then you can take your rotor off. Just take the rotor off. There you go. Put the new rotor on. Bam, rotor replacement. So 4 bolts to get to the rotor, plus your lug nuts. And if you're thinking parts are high, think again. $29.99. So I believe it's time for new brake pads. Old ones on the left, new ones on the right. Okay, so now you're going to take your caliper and you're going to take one of your old brake pads. Stick your old brake pad up there like that, where it's up against these 2 cylinders sticking out. You'll see them. Then you take a C-clamp, put it on that brake pad. You just want to start tightening it. You'll see those cylinders compress. Go slow, because it's pushing brake fluid back up your brake line. And you might see some come out of your master cylinder up under the hood, but it'll be okay. You just want to do it until they're compressed back down even, flush. And you'll feel it tighten up. But you want to make sure you do this, because it was compressed and your new brake pads aren't going to fit on there. See, they're compressed in now. Now you just want to put your new brake pads in. There you go. Now reinstall your caliper. And put your star head bolts back in. It might take a little bit of maneuvering to line up these bolts right here, but once you get them in there, just tighten them up. Now I'll tighten them a little bit more, but there you go. New brake pads, new rotors. Reinstall your wheel, good to go. Okay, so there it is. Brake job done. And the way I figure it, doing this brake job myself has saved me, on the low side $200, on the high side $300. And that counts about $100 in parts. Because that's a big savings. I would rather spend my time than my money. Now there are some things that it's better to spend your money than your time. I agree. But when you're talking about a substantial amount of money like this, I'm going to try to do it myself. And I took some automotives in high school, and I'm not a professional mechanic by any means. But I try to do all of our mechanic work, and you know, I get a coupon in the mail once in a while for a $19.99 oil change from one of my local places here. And you know what? Every once in a while I use that coupon. Sometimes with that coupon, it's a little bit cheaper for them to change my oil than it is for me to do it. But what kind of parts am I getting? What kind of oil am I getting? What kind of oil filter am I getting? Their business is doing what it's supposed to do for them. It's making them money. And that's why they're in business. So they're probably buying the cheapest oil they can and the cheapest oil filters they can, and that's what you're getting. And every once in a while I drive a lot of miles and I'll go through and get that. It's okay once in a while. But my wife's vehicle is a little different. I try to do it all the time because it's paid off and I can put a little money into it and still come out way ahead by the end of the year and not having a new vehicle payment. So we plan on keeping her for quite a long time. I'm going to keep the upkeep on it. And the parts I use premium stuff that I like. You know, we all have our brands, like I said earlier, but you know, it's like when we grow our garden. Everything we do here on the homestead, growing our garden, making apple butter, making deer sausage, making breakfast sausage, summer sausage, everything we do here, we know what goes into it, we know what we're putting in our body, we know what's going into our vehicle. And it helps me to stay familiar with the vehicle. In case something happens while I'm out on the road, I can kind of have a good idea. But Benjamin Franklin said, tell me something and I may forget. Teach me something and I may remember. Involve me and I will learn. And that's what I try to do with these videos. I try to involve you in it and to help you learn. And I know a lot of people out there probably knows this stuff, but sometimes things can be a little bit intimidating. And I don't want them to be intimidating for you, because I'm no professional, but I am a professional money saver. And okay, I'm not, but I try really hard to save all the money I can. But you guys get your hands dirty, do some stuff, and I'm trying to add all the tips I can give you on ways that I save money doing these things on my own. And go follow us on Facebook, Cokeman250. Follow me on Twitter, Cokeman2501, I think. All of the links are up there in the banner on my YouTube page. But go follow me, because I throw out Live Frugal tips of the day, and I've been trying to do that once a day. I do have a blog page where I'm trying to put a frugal tip, some questions, some stuff to get you involved in, and share some information. There's also now a new subscribe by email button on my blog page where you can go check it out and get some emails every time it gets updated. So go check it out. Let's help spread the word on saving money, because in these day and times we know we all need it. Live frugal, folks. This is Cokeman250 from the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless everybody, and remember, prep smarter and pray harder.